school softball action here tonight online with the audio and video on kqprfm.com. And of course, if you are here, you know that already. But tell your friends and family, especially people who are out of the area and can't pick us up normally, that we have this service for you, video and audio of the softball and baseball in Albert Lea. Well, for Albert Lea in the season opener in Austin, a 22-4 win to start the year. Since then, it's been a little bit down, a little up, but mostly down, as they've run into a couple of buzzsaws lately. A 14-4 loss to Rochester Century the last time we saw them, and then a couple of days after that, they lost to John Marshall 21-3. So they've got to get it back going here and see if they can get back into the Big Nine top end of the standings, where we find Winona at 5-0 leading the way, Northfield at 4-0 right behind them. Mankato East is 5-2, Owatonna 4-2, Mankato West 2-1, John Marshall 3-2, as is Mayo 3 before we get to Albert 3 in the conference. Faribault 1-4, Century 1-5. And tonight's opponent is 0-7 in Big Nine play. Thanks to our sports boosters, can't do these games without them, and we thank those like Mapleton Marine and Geneva Lumber Company, Thompson Sanitation, Albert Lea Seed House Garden Center, On the Spot Appliance, as well as Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, T&W Towing, Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill, and State Farm Insurance. Clot. Thanks one and all for making it possible for us to be here. Let's bring in head coach Derek Fleek of the softball team here in Albert Lea. Not the record you were hoping to get early in the year, but with a COVID year, you didn't know what to expect, did you?
No, it's been going kind of backwards right now. The last couple of games, though, we're playing a lot better competition teams, bigger schools, and so it's been kind of struggling a little bit for the girls, but they've at least been staying in it and being positive about it. So.
Yeah, well, John Marshall is 6-2 overall now. I mean, that's as good as anybody in the Big Nine, even though their Big Nine record isn't all that great. But so yeah, that's tougher. But now you come to an opponent you've beaten, and soundly. I'm sure they'll be looking for revenge in the border battle with Austin. But what are you expecting tonight?
Well, hopefully we'll expect the same outcome that we had before.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. But I think it should be a pretty good game. I mean, you never count them out anyway. It's just everybody who shows up to play actually is what's going to happen. So I think the girls are ready for it. They're confident about it, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, Austin is still 0 for the season, and you did open up the year with a, 22-7 shellacking of the Packers. So,
yeah.
Like I said, though, they could be looking for some revenge. Who knows? Then they might have to add in some rain to the picture here tonight, too. So that could always affect things, I suppose. Slippery conditions out in the outfield or anything?
Yeah, the outfield, and we haven't played on the turf when it's wet, so that gets kind of slippery too, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about mud or anything.
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that could be good. So who's going to be in the circle for you tonight?
We're going to have Krista. She's back from being out for the COVID thing, so she's going to be pitching tonight.
And
we'll give Phoebe a rest.
Has she? I suppose she opened the season, right? Or
yep, she pitched. Yeah, she pitched against Austin.
Okay, and then got the thing, the COVID thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have her back. I bet that gives some confidence too. Not that any of the other pitchers didn't, but when you got your top girl, that always helps.
Yeah. Yeah, then we got actually two, in depth, rather than just having one to throw the whole game or bringing someone that ain't a pitcher to throw. So now we got two of them that we can kind of battle with, hopefully.
Sounds good. Other than that, you're staying healthy, and everybody, because I know there's been a rash of COVID there at the school, and a lot of kids have had to quarantine and stuff. How are you doing? How's that doing for your team?
We're doing pretty good. We had one girl, Leah Rayhor. She was out before, and then she came back for probably 2 days, and then someone in school around her had it again, so she's out again for another 14 days. So
wow.
She's got the worst luck on the team, I think. So.
I guess so, yeah. All right, well, hey, good luck tonight, and we will catch up with you soon again down the road here.
Okay, thank you much.
It's boat show time again, and this year things will look a little different. Hi, this is Josh with Mapleton Marine, and due to the pandemic and COVID restrictions, our annual boat show featuring Crestliner and Sanger boats, South Bay pontoons, and Hewitt and Pure Pleasure docks and lifts will not be happening this year. We are open and ready for business in Mapleton and ready to help you with your summer social distancing. Come see us in Mapleton and don't miss out on all the huge boat show specials going on now. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 in Mapleton and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
Did you know that the best time to control crabgrass in your lawn is before it sprouts? Many of us don't get worked up by crabgrass until August when it's wreaking havoc in the landscape. At the Seed House Garden Center, we sell 2 effective products for crabgrass control, but they need to be applied in the spring before crabgrass germinates or when it's still young and tender. These easy-to-apply granulated weed killers also have nitrogen and potassium to get your lawn off on the right foot this spring. Call the Seed House Garden Center and help us help you have a better lawn this year.
Have you been having problems with your dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service. With over 30 years experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On the Spot Appliance Service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service anytime at 256-8099.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Are you considering remodeling or maybe building new? If so, you need to talk to Tate or you could just ask Josh. They're both professionals and you can find them at the Geneva Lumberyard just off I-35 in Geneva. The Geneva Lumberyard is your full-service lumberyard and home design and drafting center. For your next project, stop in or call the Geneva Lumber Company at 256-0045 and talk to Tate or just ask Josh. That's the Geneva Lumber Company, open Monday through Friday to serve you.
We are live in Albert Lee for the start of the Border Battle 2 in softball action here as taking the circle, Carissa Nelson of Albert Lee getting the start after being quarantined with the contact with someone with COVID. I don't know if she had it herself, but she had to quarantine anyway, and she's back after starting the game against Austin to start the season in a 22-4 win for Albert Lee. And she's back on in the circle, like I said, today. She could be facing Lucy Lagervall, the junior, batting first and playing out in right field. Then it's catcher Catherine Van Pelt, a ninth grader. The Austin starting 9 made up of a lot of ninth graders, actually. A nice young team for the Packers, which kind of alludes to their 0-7 record and 0-9 overall, but it also gives them a lot of experience as they go through the years there in high school. So Catherine Van Pelt, the catcher, going second. Third batter is Kate Holtz, the junior, playing third. Center fielder Madison Busker will be, the senior, batting fourth. Fifth is Madison Herrick, sophomore first baseman. Sadie Hagan, senior, playing in right field, batting seventh. Ava Denzer is eighth and pitching. She's a ninth grader. And Avery Wimpner, a ninth grader, playing shortstop and batting ninth. Aaliyah Rederath is second baseman and not batting, but also a ninth grader. So leading off is Lucy Lagerville, junior, left fielder, right-handed batter from this nice turf infield here in Albert Lee that they play. The rain, if it should happen, it's not yet, but if it should, it'll soak right into this and not any mud or kinds of big mess. They don't have a lot of upkeep on the pitcher's mound or catcher's area. That one is sliced down the left field line, goes all the way to the fence, and is thrown in there. And a stand-up double for Lucy to start things for Austin. Katie Van Pelt is a ninth grade catcher with a runner in scoring position already. Nobody down here at the top of the first. She bunts down the third baseline, picked up there by Fleek, and over to first
for the out to Madeline Balf at first. So moves the runner to third, Lagerville, and the out is made 5-3 for out number one. Kate Holtz, junior, third baseman, comes in, and the ball gets away from the catcher, and the run scores from third as it is 1-0 Austin. Nobody on now. One out, one run in, and Holtz up the bat here. The next pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. 0-2. The first pitch, a strike, got away from the catcher. I wasn't able to see. I got a cement block kind of in my way from the catcher position here. I'm trying to look around things, but I'm not sure if it was a wild pitch or a pass ball, but it did get by the catcher and allowed that run to score. So there's the third pitch is ball one. 1-2 to Holtz, with Madison Busker on deck. This one's grounded to third. Fleek picks it up over the ball in time for out number two. Another 5-3 put out. They did that a lot in the last game we were broadcast from here. 5-3 putouts seem to be the norm here. Busker's up, the senior center fielder, with two down and nobody on. Top of the first, 1 Austin. We are on a lot of different outlets. First of all, kqprfm.com. We also have Power 96 on YouTube. There's facebook.com/Power96MN, and on Twitter. Good way to follow information and things about us is Power 96 at Power 96MN. This one's lifted to left down the line and just foul. Just foul on that one, according to the umpire. So a long strike there, 1-1 with two down. Madison Busker up to bat. Madison Herrick on deck. Right-handed Maddie Busker. Steps in with a 1-2 count. And that is a call. 3, the first K for Carissa. And gets out of the inning with 1 run scored after the double and moved to third on a sacrifice penalty. And then scored on the wild pitch there. And I think the wild pitch was a strike unless she swung at an outside pitch. But the last 1-0 after a half inning. And the strikeout, by the way, by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill. And they got specials Tuesday. It's Tenderloin Tuesday with a tenderloin sandwich price for $8.99. That's all day long. Sports on the 14 TVs on South Broadway in Albert Lee. Like them on Facebook. It's Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill. And the scoreboard is a State Farm scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lee. Call him at 373-2377. And at 106 South Broadway in Albert Lee. Home, auto, life, all kinds of insurance as well as investments and banking. Go to daveclott.net. And, of course, I'd like to acknowledge all of our sports boosters. And it's a growing list. We love to have that. Mapleton Marine, as well as Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, On the Spot Appliance Service, Thompson Sanitation, and Geneva Lumber Company, as well as Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, and T&W Towing. All thanks to them. Top of the first for Albert Lee, they'll have Maya Talamantes, a sophomore center fielder, batting first, followed by Mallory Luring, a senior, playing shortstop. Third baseman Madison Fleek will bat third, the senior. Facing Ava Denzer, and a strike is called 1-1 to Maya Talamantes. Batting fourth, Madeline Balf, the first baseman sophomore. Phoebe Holst, the freshman designated player, going fifth. Sixth is Aaliyah Studier, playing in right field tonight, the junior. Morgan Luring, sophomore, second baseman, batting seventh. Jai Malagaya, the sophomore, out in left field, batting eighth. And Lauren Fredrickson, the junior catcher, will bat ninth. The count is 1-2. Another one fouled back into the screen. Still 1-2 to Maya Talamantes. Carissa Nelson is pitching and not batting here. She's the flex in the batting order. Wind going from right to left, right field to left field. So pulling it down the line, getting it in the air might just get out of here. There's no designated markings for what the dimensions are to hit it out of here, but that was another foul back. 1-2. Here's the next pitch. That's a ball. 2-2. Leadoff batter for Albert Lee here in the bottom of the first, trailing 1-0. Skips in for a ball. 3-2. And Maya Telemontes works a full count from Ava Denzer. And the 3-2 is swung on and fouled back to the screen. Still 3-2. Coach Derek Fleek looking for some runs out of his girls here. They've scored fairly regularly, but they've been giving up a lot of runs lately. This is one thing they really have to stop. Play some tight defense. There's a strike called for Talamontes. Down on strikes. First strikeout for Denzer. One down, nobody on, trailing 1-0. Albert Lee Mallory luring up to deck, up to bat. The senior playing shortstop here tonight. Followed by Madison Fleek. Maddie will be playing third again tonight. A stellar third base. That one's knocked out to left, and it goes over the field of the left fielder, over the head of the left fielder, on her way to second easily with a stand-up double as Mallory luring. Each team with a double in the first inning. Austin was able to get theirs to third and then scored on a ball that got away from the catcher. Here's Maddie Fleek, senior, third base, with a runner in scoring position out at second. And it's high, ball one. One down. Bottom of the first. Live here on KQPRFM.com. Power 96 YouTube. There's a grounder to short and over to first in time for the out there, but a sacrifice moving Mallory to third base. So, sacrifice by Fleek. A 6-3 put out for out number 2, and a Madeline Balfe, the sophomore, playing first base tonight. Takes ball one. Pretty stiff breeze out there. We're shaded here, covered in the little dugout area they have for us to broadcast from, so not a lot of wind noise on the microphone today as opposed to last week when it was blowing right in our face. I believe it's 2-0. They have 1-0 on the score. There it is, 2-0. 2-0 to Maddie Balfe. With a runner at third, 2 down. So can't sacrifice here. Got to get a base hit. Or maybe beat out an infield single. That'd be nice. But she is the cleanup hitter here with 2 down and a runner at third. The pitch. Swung on and right to the shortstop who bobbles it, and the run will score. And Balfe is safe at first with an RBI single. I don't know that she would have got her out there. That was pretty deep at short. So Luring scores and ties it up at 1 here in the bottom of the first. And Balfe is on with a single, an RBI. Phoebe Holst is up next. She is a freshman, the designated player, taking the batting spot of pitcher Carissa Nelson. And Holst batting with 2 outs and a runner at first. There's a strike called. It's 1-1. One and one to Phoebe as Ava Denzer winds and fires. The 1-1 pitch is fouled back at the plate there. 1-2. Tell your friends we're not on Power 96 radio tonight. That's going to be senior nights going on there. But for the next 2 weeks, when we have a baseball or softball game, we'll be online only. And that's video and audio. There's a swing and a miss, and strike 3 for Phoebe. But they do score the run to tie it up at 1 after 1. And scoreboard is brought to you by State Farm agent Dave Claude and Albert Lee. Give them a call, 373-2377, for all types of insurance. and investment needs.
It's boat show time again, and this year things will look a little different. Hi, this is Josh with Mapleton Marine, and due to the pandemic and COVID restrictions, our annual boat show featuring Crestliner and Sanger boats, South Bay pontoons, and Hewitt and Pure Pleasure docks and lifts will not be happening this year. We are open and ready for business in Mapleton and ready to help you with your summer social distancing. Come see us in Mapleton and don't miss out on all the huge boat show specials going on now. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 in Mapleton and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
Back here in Albert Lea with a 1-1 score after one. And we, of course, broadcasting here online, video and audio for the foreseeable future. Even if we're on the radio or if we're not, like tonight, we'll just be exclusively online on the Facebook at Facebook.com/Power96MN, Power96 96 in YouTube. Just go to YouTube.com and search for Power96 there, and you'll find the game. And then KQPRFM.com is the website that has the video and audio there, too. Here's the first pitch of inning number 2 from Carissa Nelson to Madison Herrick. It's fouled down the third baseline, 0-1. Tied at 1 after 1. 22-4 was the final in the first game of the season. Albert Lea going to Austin and getting the border battle win. This would be the rematch, and I guess the Packers would be looking for some revenge here, but they are winless on the year. Can't overlook any team, though, because they will come up and bite you for sure. 0-2 now as Nelson gets ahead of Herrick. Madison, the sophomore first baseman, she strikes out on 3 straight pitches. 2 Ks for Carissa. Sadie Hagan is next. Right field senior with 1 down, nobody on. And ball 1 to Sadie. Ava Denzer, the pitcher, on deck for Austin. As the 5, 6, 7 hitters do up here. 1 down, nobody on, and Sadie with a 2-0 count now. 3 straight strikes to Madison Herrick, and now it's 2 straight out of the zone to Hagan. There's a swing and a miss. Well, she got a piece of it, but fouled it back, so 2-1. Here's the pitch. And that is hit in the air to center, camping out under it and making the catch for out number 2 is Albert Lea's Maya Talamontes, sophomore. Nice grab there. 2 down, 2 up, 2 down. On a fly to center, Ava Denzer is up for Austin. As you can see on the video, the nice turf infield here. Saves a lot on getting the field ready. Everything's already marked out and chalked up, and you don't have to rake or do any of that. Here's a shot to second. The throw is blocked there by Balf at first base, but she's going to be safe because she was pulled off the bag there. Second baseman Morgan Loring with a little trouble gathering it up, but then she got it over to Balf, a little off the bag. She pulled her, and she was able to get a glove on it and stop it from going into the dugout or allowing Denzer to advance at all. But it's going to be they're just a pinch running now for Austin. So Denzer, the pitcher, will sit and get ready for her next half inning out in the circle, and they will put 66, who I don't have a number or a name for. So number 66 is running, pinch running. That's what we'll call her. It's 0-1 now to Avery Wimpner, shortstop, 9th grader. Bounces one to third. Fleek picks it up over to Balf at first, and it's a 5-3 put-out. The most popular put-out that they have for the Tigers, and that's the end of the inning. They do get a runaround, but leave one stranded there. 4 up, 3 down, and after an inning and a half, it's still a 1-1, and Albert Lea coming to bat here in the bottom of the second. The scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agent Dave Klott. He's at 106 South Broadway in Albert Lea. with all types of insurance and investments and banking as well.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's especially true in your garden. Once weeds get away from you, the battle isn't just uphill, but underground, as weedy roots steal water and food from your desirable plants. This year, don't just weed your garden, preen it. Applying a barrier to a weed-free zone helps keep it weed-free for the season. Stop by the Seed House Garden Center, where preen with added fertilizer is on sale, 5 pounds for $18. Your ounce of prevention is at the Seed House Garden Center, 507-377-2372.
Back here in Albert Lea, and I missed the strikeout sponsorship last inning. My apologies to Bleachers, but we'll tell you about Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill. A strikeout brought to you by them. They have food specials every weekday. Today is Tenderloin Tuesday. Get that tenderloin sandwich and fries for $8.99 all day till about 9 o'clock. They start at 11 in the morning there, weekdays. Great breakfasts on the weekends, too, and 14 TVs, all full of sports. No soap operas. Well, maybe. Who knows? Here we go with the Tigers batting. Bottom of the second, Aaliyah Studier, the junior, playing right field tonight. He is the leadoff batter here as the 6, 7, 8 hitters are due up against Ava Denzer. It's 1-1 to Studier. Called strike 2. It's 1-2. Aaliyah, the junior, played left field last time we were here, now in right field. Got good speed, good fielder. Pounded the cover off the ball in that last game. She ticks one back right there for, still stays at 1-2. Nobody out. Leadoff batter here at bottom of the second. 1-1 game. Austin Albert Lea. Border battle 2. Much different than the first game, which was 22-4 in favor of Albert Lea. But it's early. Studier standing in with a 1-2 count. Ticks one and stays alive at 1-2. It's 2-2. I don't know. That was a strike and tick, so I'm just going to stay 1-2 myself. But the scoreboard says 2-2. That one knocked off the catcher somewhere, and she'll take a minute to recover. She says she's all right, but coach insists to go over to check her out, which is good. Oh, it was on her hand. Her throwing hand, too. That's not good. Got to flex that up. But she looks like she's ready to go. Going to throw a couple to the pitcher. Get that loosened up a little bit, make sure she's all right. See if I can pick up the umpire's count, but 2-2 it says on the scoreboard, but it was 1-2, and that was a foul tip, so it should be 1-2 still. Is it 2-2? Oh, yeah, I see the umpire now, 2-2. I get to talking. Sometimes I miss a pitch here and there. But 2-2 to Studier is a swing and a miss. And she struck her out there. Second K for Ava Denzer of Austin. Leadoff strikeout there. And Morgan Luring, the sophomore, second baseman, with nobody on. One out here in the bottom of 2. Tied at 1. High on the riser for a ball 1 from Denzer. I do have some stats here. Tigers I should be imparting to you. There's a grounder to second. Scooped up there and thrown to first in time to get Luring by a step and a half. And that's 2 up and 2 down. On the 4-3 put out. Jai Malagai is the sophomore playing left field. Up next with Lauren Fredrickson batting 9th on deck. Should Jai reach. Right-handed batting Malagai, swing and a miss for strike 1. And Malagai is batting .250 on the season coming into today. 3 hits. A couple of singles and a double. That one's popped to the pitcher, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ava Denzer and the Austin Packers on the pop. That'd be a P1 if you're scoring at home. but nobody is. I'm the only one. But after as we go to the bottom of the third, the score here at 1-1, and scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lee. 373-2377 is the number, or you could check them out online. Just go to daveklott.net.
Have you been having problems with your dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service. With over 30 years' experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On the Spot Appliance Service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service anytime at 256-8099.
Well, we go to the third inning here with Austin and Alberti tied at 1, each getting a run in that first inning. And in the circle again is Carissa Nelson with 2 strikeouts, no walks today. And she has given up a double to lead off the game, and that's the only hit in the ball game for given up by Nelson. And she's going to face the top of the order in Lucy Lagerval. No. Oh, I missed Aliyah Rederath. She's the 9 hitter. My mistake. She's the 9th grader playing second base tonight for the Packers. So the 9-1-2 hitters in order here for inning number 3 for Austin. First pitch is a ball to Aliyah. This one is out to left center and rolls all the way to the fence. Picked up there by Talamantes and thrown in to shortstop Luring. But a stand-up double to lead off the third, just like the first inning when Lucy Lagerval, who is up now, blasted a double to lead off the game. So a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top third for Austin, and the pitch is a called strike. Again, tell your friends here, we're online exclusively tonight with the senior nights going on the air. This one's popped right behind the plate. Catcher has a chance at it, but misses off the glove a little bit. It's a lot for a catcher to mask off, locate the ball, and Lauren Fredrickson doing a good back there, unable to. The game, as you know by now, if you're listening, is on kqprfm.com. You can tell your friends that. So they can find us Power 96 on YouTube.com. There's a swing and a miss. And strikeout for Bill becomes the third strikeout victim of Carissa Nelson. For out number 1. Still a runner at second now, 1 out. And Katie is up. She had a sacrifice in that first inning, moving Lagerville over to the third where she would later score. Could do the same here, but when there's a bouncer to short, and Luring picks it up and throws to ball for the out at first. On 6-3 put up, and they try and throw over third, but safely in. So runner at third with 2 up on the 6-3 put out of now Kate Holtz is up, playing third tonight. She was out on a 5-3 put out, but got the RB for Austin in that first inning. First pitch to her from Nelson is a ball. Carissa Nelson, 3 Ks, no walks, 2 hits, both doubles. Given up. It's high for a ball, 2-0. Wind still out there. The flag is flapping, going from right to left. That one is in there for a low strike call. 1-2. Or actually 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Holtz. That one skips in real low, so 3-1. We're on YouTube, Power 96. We're also on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Power96MN. And that one skips in for ball 4 and gets away from the catcher and in to score from third is the leadoff batter, Elia Rederath, with the second run for Austin. They take the lead 2-1. As that one got away from Fredrickson behind the plate. Went to the backstop, and Rederath on top of that one scores. So, on to first with the walk and an RBI is Holtz. And up to bat was a shot down the third baseline foul for Madison Busker. She struck out in the first inning. It's 0-2 quickly to Busker. With 2 outs, runner on first. Austin having scored a run here makes it a 2-1 game. But Nelson trying to shut the door here and avoid any other damage. Strikeout would be nice. It's an 0-2 pitch, and here it goes. And it is high for a ball, 1-2. And these audio and video paths for you to watch online will be good even if we're on the air with the game on the Power 96 on the radio. And a swing and a miss. And it is a strikeout, and a 4th one for Nelson, and it shuts down the inning with 1 run scored. And so 2-1 now with a strikeout, brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill, with specials every day of the week, including Tenderloin Tuesday, the tenderloin and fries, the big sandwich, a half-pound sandwich. It's just $8.99, and that goes until about 9 o'clock tonight. 14 TVs with all your favorite sports. They're on South Broadway in Albert Lee. Like them on Facebook. It's Bleachers. The scoreboard, 2-1 Austin after 2.5. And that's brought to you by State Farm Agent Dave Claude in Albert Lee. You can check them out for investments. They do banking. They have all kinds of insurance, of course, home, auto, life, all that good stuff with Dave Claude in Albert Lee. Go to daveclott.net or call him 373-2377. So Nelson gave up that second run, but she's looking in the circle there with 4 strikeouts, no walks. Oh, no, she did walk 1. I missed that one. 1 walk. That was just this past inning. As the walk and the RBI. As far as Ava Denzer of Austin, 2 strikeouts on the evening. No walks from her from the circle, but Lauren Fredrickson, the catcher, will be up first for Derek Fleek and his Tigers. And there's a strike called for 0-1 start to the at-bat. And then it'll be the top of the order, Maya Talamontes and Mallory Luring. As Denzer fires high for a ball. 1-1. Fredrickson, the junior catcher. 9-hitter tonight in Fleek's order. He said in the pregame, it doesn't matter. Batting, no matter how good you are as a batter, doesn't have any bearing on where he puts you. He likes to group these girls where he thinks they can move each other around if they get on. It's not the traditional, you hit ninth because you're the worst batter and the pitcher always gets that. There's a grounder to second and a put out there, 4-3 of Fredrickson for out number 1. He does have hitters up and down the lineup, and they've proven that with 22 runs, 16 runs, and score. 1 down, and the top of the order by Talamontes, who struck out her first time up to open up the bottom of the first. 1 down, nobody on, trailing 2-1 now here in the bottom of the third. It's a 1-0 count to Maya. There's a called strike 1. 1-1 to sophomore center fielder Maya Talamontes. And Maya comes into the game with a .250 batting average. 5 hits, 4 of them singles, and a double to go with it. 9 strikeouts. Walked 5 times. There's ball 3. 3-1. She might be watching this one as the pitch from Denzer is in. A swing and a miss. 3-2. It's full count. She took off towards first. little confused on the count, but thinking maybe it was a strike 3 and the catcher dropped it. But the swing and a miss makes it 3-2, and here's the pitch. And she hits that one foul, first base side, out of play. So we'll do it again at 3-2. Only one home run for Albert Lee this year, and that was by Holst. I'm not sure if that was an inside the park job or not. And a second grounder to second of the inning, and another 4-3 put out. And 1 up or 2 up, 2 down. Mallory Luring will be up next. She doubled and scored the lone Tiger run back in the first inning. A swing and a miss for Mallory. 0-1. Denzer rocks, fires. That one's hit. Lifted down the first baseline. A foul territory. It's going to go foul and drop harmlessly for a long strike. 0-2. 2 down. Nobody on. Austin up 2-1. Albert Lee batting here in the bottom of the third. Should Luring reach, Madison Fleek is on deck. The pitch is a ball. 1-2. Senior Luring, one of just a couple seniors on the team. Madison Fleek, Mallory Luring, Carissa Nelson, Leah Ravenhorst, Jaden Seath, Melanie Collier. All seniors. That one is fouled on the third baseline and out of play. Aiming for the parking lot, but not quite getting it there. 2-2. Two and two to Mallory Luring. And a walk. Well, it must have been 3-2, or else it hit her, because she is on first. First walk for Denzer. I believe it was a hit by pitch, because it was like 2-2 count. Now to bring up Madison Fleek with 2 down and 1 on. 2-1, Austin leading. They don't have the second run on the board for the Packers, but ball 1. Fleek, senior, third base. And now 2-0 for Madison. With Madeline Dolph on deck. Should reach. 2-0 count. 2 down. Runner on first. Is Luring. There's a shot to short. Goes right between her legs before she could get the glove down there and gets past the left fielder. And that's going to allow Luring to score all the way from first. And Fleek will slide into third with a triple. An RBI triple. I'm not going to call that an error because it was a shot that went right between the shortstop's legs before she could get her glove down. And it rolled all the way to the fence past the left fielder. So an RBI triple for Fleek, scoring Luring with the tying run at 2-2. And a nice 2-out hitting there with a walk and an RBI triple. And Madeline Dolph is up now, trying to knock Fleek in. The baddies trying to help each other around here. 2 outs. That's a shot right over the shortstop into left field, and that will score. Fleek, an RBI single for Dolph. Gives Albert Lee the lead at 3-2. 2-out rally here. Phoebe Holst, the freshman, is up with a runner at first and 2 outs. Holst, as I said, has the only home run for the team this year. 6 RBIs, leading, actually second best on the team. A couple of girls have 7, those being Luring and Fleek, who just scored this inning. And the 1-0 is bounced on a 1-hop to third, and the play is made at first on a 5-3 put-out to end the inning. But they get 2 runs and take the lead 3-2 after 3. Tigers up And the State Farm Scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lee. You can check him out for investments in banking and all kinds of insurance. Or go to daveklott.net to get up there. Otherwise, give him a 373-2377 and inquire about more.
It's boat show time again, and this year things will look a little different. Hi, this is Josh with Mapleton Marine, and due to the pandemic and COVID restrictions, our annual boat show featuring Crestliner and Sanger boats, South Bay pontoons, and Hewitt and Pure Pleasure docks and lifts will not be happening this year. We are open and ready for business in Mapleton and ready to help you with your summer social distancing. Come see us in Mapleton and don't miss out on all the huge boat show specials going on now. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 in Mapleton and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
After 3, it's 3-2. Albert Lee having scored 2 there in the bottom of the third on a 2-out rally. Walk started it for Luring with 2 outs, and then an RBI triple for Fleek scored her, and then Madison Balfe had an RBI single to score Fleek. And Albert Lee has the lead now, 3-2, as we head to the 4th inning. And there's a grounder to third. Fleek has it over to Balfe for the first out. 1 up, 1 down. And again, a 5-3 putout. That's 1, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and here's 1 in the fourth. So the fourth 5-3 putout. Sadie Hagen is up. Sadie, first time up, flew out to center field. Herrick, the leadoff batter there, was a strikeout victim in the second, and then grounded out here 5-3. So 1 out, nobody on, top of 4. 3-2, Albert Lee. Carissa Nelson cruising along here now with 4 strikeouts and a walk. Only a couple of hits, and those were doubles. That's a bouncer right back to the pitcher, and she gets it over to Balfe for out number 2 on a 1-3 putout. Nelson to Balfe. 2 up, 2 down. Now Ava Denzer, pitcher against pitcher. Ava reached on an error to the second baseman. Luring in the second. Well, it was a throwing error. It's actually could have been fielding, or because she bobbled the ball on a grounder to her that seemed easy enough to pick up. And then threw wide of the bag, pulling Balfe off of the bag and allowing Denzer to reach there in the second. So it's got to be an E4. I know, I'm tough. They did not call it an error on the scoreboard, but those are students running the scoreboard. I've been keeping book a little bit longer. It's a 1-2 count now to Denzer. A ball and 2 strikes, and release there for Nelson is a ball. 2-2 with 2 outs. Nobody on. Trying for the first 1-2-3 inning of the night is Nelson. The 2-2. Low, ball 3, 3-2. Avery Wimpner on deck, the 8-hitter. In the Packer lineup. All right, here we go. Full count, 3-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. And a called strike 3. It is a 1-2-3 inning. And they've been ending innings. Nelson has been ending innings with strikeouts, leading me to have 2 things to talk about. The strikeout brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill with food specials every weekday, starting at 11 a.m., going until 9 p.m. They have Tuesday is Tenderloin Tuesday, a half-pound tenderloin sandwich and fries, just $8.99 all day long there, with sports all over the TV. And, of course, they're on South Broadway in Albert Lee. Pool, darts, the whole 9 yards right there. Like them on Facebook. And the scoreboard after 3.5, it's 3-2 Albert Lee. And that's brought to you by Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lee. Call him at 373-2377 or see him at 106 South Broadway in Albert Lee. But you might want to call ahead. I think they always have somebody in the office, but you might want to call ahead and make sure somebody's going to be there before you go all the way over and visit. And coming up here in the 4th inning for Albert Lee, it's going to be the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Aaliyah Studier will lead off. She led off the 2nd inning and struck out that time. Morgan Luring and Jai Malagayev to follow. And Studier batting 167 coming into tonight with a couple of hits on the year, both singles. She has 3 RBI with a run scored and has struck out 4 times and has not walked yet this year. Make it 5 strikeouts after the second inning. Leah gets things going here in the 4th. Albert Lee now ahead 3-2. First time they've come to the plate with the lead. And that one is snubbed to first. Can they do it right? There's a try at a tag, but no good. And safe on an infield hit is Aaliyah Studier. As the first baseman grabbed at it, got the ball, Madison Herrick, and tried to tag her as she went down the line. The pitcher and second base had not covered in time to flip it to them, so she had to try and tag her. Missed the tag according to the ump. There's a steal. Safe is Studier. She's got speed out there. And a stolen base for Aaliyah after the single. So now a runner in scoring position here with nobody out for Morgan Luring, who has a 1-0 count on her. She was out on a grounder to second last time, 4-3 put out. And Morgan Luring coming into tonight with a .300 batting average, 6 hits, 5 of them singles. Also has a triple, 7 RBI to tie for the lead on the team with Fleek. This one is blasted out to right and missed by the right fielder and gets past her. That's going to score Aaliyah Studier from second, and flying behind her on a home run is, wow, speed, Morgan Luring. And you can't even call it an error. That was bounced. Right fielder made a try at it and didn't touch it, so it's an inside the park home run, a 2-run shot for Morgan Luring. And she joins Holst now as the only home runs on the season for Albert Lee as they take a 5-2 lead here in the 4th. And up now, Jai Malagaya, who popped out to the pitcher her first time up. Now she gets hit by a pitch. Is going to take first. So still nobody out here in the 4th. And timeout called by the Packers to go out and talk to Ava Denzer and the infield. Nobody out. And a couple of runs across here in the 4th on the single. Actually, it was a single and a stolen base for Aaliyah Studier. Then the home run, inside the park homer to right by Morgan Luring. That accounted for 2 runs. And now a walk to Johnny Malagaya with Lauren Fredrickson up here, the 9-hitter in the order. Nobody out. 5-2 lead. Trying to pour it on here like they did in the first game in Austin. The season opener, a 22-4 win for Albert Lee. Lauren Fredrickson coming into today with a .200 batting average, a couple of hits, both singles, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Runner at second as Malagaya goes down there on the steal. 2-0 now to Fredrickson. Nobody out. Bottom of 4. Already up 5-2, Albert Lee. And that's 3-0 now to Fredrickson. Top of the order next in Maya Talamontes. The 3-0 is a called strike, taking all the way, Fredrickson. With Malagaya out there at second after walking and stealing second. And the pitch is lifted foul, first base side, and out of play. It's going to make it 3-2 now, so a 3-0 count goes to full at 3-2 as Ava Denzer fights her way back into this at-bat. First base playing up, third base even with the bag, shortstop and second base playing back. And that one is skipped in for a walk as Malagaya gets to third with nobody watching. So that's a stolen base. The walk for Fredrickson, and top of the order, Maya Talamontes, sophomore. who has a strikeout and a ground out. So 0 for 2 for Maya, needing to get it all going here, get a base hit and knock in a run or two, as off to second goes Fredrickson for the 4th stolen base here for Albert Lee in the last couple of innings. Third of the inning. That's all they've done here for steals today, but it's a 1-1 count to Talamantes. Well, when it's lifted, drifting foul, but first base gets it and runs the lead runner at third back, Malagaya. And first out of the inning, Madison Herrick catching that one at first, just outside first. Foul territory for a pop-up, a P3 for out number 1. Still runners at second and third. That one's ripped up the middle, and a base hit's going to score 2 as Mallory Luring gets a couple of RBIs on a base hit. Well, she ripped that right up the middle again for 2 runs scored, and it's 7-2. All the steals and all the hits are starting to add up now, as this is reminiscent of that first game now with 24-2 then. It was 7-2 now. And the pitch is a strike called to Madison Fleek, who is a leader in many categories for this squad. She's hitting .583 coming in with 14 hits, 12 of them singles, a couple of doubles, 7 RBI, 7 runs scored, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So definitely a leader at the plate, along with Marissa Lehman, who's out today. Got a pretty good performance at the plate. And there's another steal of second on the pitch, which was a strike to make it, or a ball to make it 1-1, and down to second goes Mallory Luring with the 4th steal of the inning. Still only 1 out, runner at second. Fleek swings and misses. And she is a strikeout victim as out number 2 in the 4th. And Madeline Balf will come up here with she has an RBI single in the first and an RBI single in the third. She's got a runner at second. She could get an RBI single here and go 3 for 3 on the RBI singles. Balf on the year is batting .353, slugging over 1,000 at 1,000.031. 6 hits, 4 singles. That's a single to left, and it's going to score the run. It gets by the left fielder and allows Madeline to get to second. So it's going to be scored a single with her taking second on the E7. Misplayed out there. And an RBI. 3rd RBI for Balf on the night. 3 RBI singles in her 3 at-bats. And the 9th hitter. So batting around are the Tigers with Phoebe Holst, who was out in the first. I don't have it written down what it was, but she also grounded out to third her second time up. So a runner at second. It's 8-2, Albert Lee. And a 1-0 count to Holst. Now 2-0. Audio and video at kqprfm.com, Power 96 on YouTube, Power 96 MN on Facebook, as a shot to third is unable to come up with it, and everybody's safe at the corners, as a third basewoman Kate Holtz struggled with that one, had it in her glove, and she should have been able to come up with that one and throw her out, so I got to call that an E5 to allow Holst to reach, and on to third goes Balf. And up for the second time of the inning, Aliyah Studier, who started this whole thing with a single and a stolen base and then scored the first of 5 runs. Fourth. Still 2 down, and 0-1 count to Studier. Aliyah with a runner on third, and on first she lifts one to left field. It gets past the left fielder. That's going to be two-run double for Studier. That was over the head of the left fielder there. Stand-up double, 2 RBIs. And this inning is getting really out of hand for Austin. 6 runs scored, 9 total. It's 9-2. Albert Lee, as the 11th batter, comes up. The 2-run RBI double for Studier, scoring both Holst and Balf. And now Morgan Luring up for the second time in the inning. She homered last time up, the 2-run home run that scored Studier in front of her. Inside the park job to right, past the right fielder. Ah, 10-2, that's right. 7 runs in the inning, 10 overall for Albert Lee. It's hard to keep track when they're scoring that many. Swing and a miss for Morgan Luring. And the count is 1-2 with 2 down, runner at second. 7 runs in the inning. And there's a slow roller to second. And put out there 4-3 for the third out. Well, they bat 11, score 7, and take a big 10-2 lead after 4. And the scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott at 106 South Broadway in Albert Lee with home, auto, life insurance, and more with investments in banking. At 106 South Broadway, call 373-2377 for information.
Are you considering remodeling or maybe building new? If so, you need to talk to Tate, or you could just ask Josh. They're both professionals, and you can find them at the Geneva Lumberyard just off I-35 in Geneva. The Geneva Lumberyard is your full-service lumberyard and home design and drafting center. For your next project, stop in or call the Geneva Lumber Company at 256-0045 and talk to Tate or just ask Josh. That's the Geneva Lumber Company, open Monday through Friday to serve you.
Back in Albert Lee at Hammer Sports Complex in the softball fields here, the score has increased for the Tigers after a 7-run fourth to make it 10-2 after 4. As continuing to pitch Carissa Nelson with 5 strikeouts on the night and 1 walk. Just a couple of hits. They were both doubles. Both led to a run, one in the first, one in the third. And they will start with Avery Wimpner, the 8-hitter in the order with Austin. She was out on a 5-3 putout. You'll see 5-3 quite a bit here for Albert Lee. 2 of those in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 more in the fourth. This one goes to center on a base hit. And as the ball gets away from the pitcher, down to second alertly is Wimpner. So it's a base hit. And then she's allowed to go to second on an E on somebody. Allowed her to go to second. They were trying to throw it back to the pitcher, but it ended up just rolling toward the catcher. Catching position. That one's fouled back for strike 1 to Aliyah Rederath. And it's 0-1. With a runner at second and nobody out. You got to capitalize on this as Tigers and just get a 1-2-3 inning like last inning and get back to the bats. Don't let them have any hope at all. This one is a base hit to left. It's going to roll all the way to the fence and score a run. Can't let them do what you did to them, and that's the way it starts out here with a double for 9-hitter Rederath and an RBI. As Wimpner scores from second to make it 10-3. And the top of the order, Lucy Legerval. Strikeout victim in the third, and doubled and scored in the first. And the ball gets away, but no advancement for Rederath there at second. Her coach not happy with that, but the 1-0 count to leadoff hitter Lagerville is hit out to second, and the 4-3 putout is made. Morgan Luring to Madeline Balf. 1 down. Runner advances to third. So Rederath at third with 1 out. 1 run in for Austin here in the top of 5. And Van Pelt is up. Ball 1 to her. Runner at third, 1 down. Catherine Van Pelt sacrifice in the first. That one gets away from the catcher, and the run will score as Rederath makes it in. A half slide, half trip there, but scores nonetheless, and that'll be an RBI for Van Pelt, and it's the second run of the inning for Austin here in the fifth, and it's 10-4. Swing and a miss for Van Pelt to go 1-1. 1 out, 2 runs in, nobody on here. Top of 5. 10-4 Albert Lee. The pitch from Nelson is hit right back to her off her glove to Fleek at third and not in time. And an infield hit for Van Pelt as she hit one off the glove of Nelson over to Fleek at third, and the throw to ball not in time. Nice play defensively for everybody. Nelson on a great try at stabbing that one, but knocked off her glove to the third base position, and Fleek picked it up and wailed it over to first, just not in time to get Van Pelt. So a runner at first, 1 out. And up to bat is Kate Holtz, junior, third base, swing and a miss. 1-1 count. One and one. A lot of crooked numbers up on the scoreboard here tonight. Swing and a miss, actually a tick. And so no advancement as Van Pelt was headed to second, but just a barely audible tick there at the plate makes it a 1-2 count and means that Van Pelt has to go back to first. Nelson delivers, bounces that one in. Ball 2, 2-2. As the wind is starting to curl around behind me now. It was going pretty much right field to left field, but now I'm getting some noise on the microphone from right behind me as the wind howls here. The flag is flapping in the breeze. It's a 3-2 count with 1 out to Holtz from Carissa Nelson, who's got 5 strikeouts on the afternoon. She delivers. That's fouled at the plate right to the third base dugout. So still 3-2. 1 out. Runner on first. 2 runs in for Austin here in the fifth. But Albert Lee up big 10-4. 22-4 was the score of that first game they played. Austin 0-7 in the Big 9, 0-9 overall. Albert Lee is 1-3 in the conference, 2-4 overall. And that is a walk from Nelson, only her second walk of the day. That puts runners at first and second with 1 out. And Busker is up. She's struck out twice tonight, and Carissa could use another one. That one's lifted straight up in the air. Catcher running after it, and Fredrickson misses that one. Dives for it. It's a lot for any catcher to rip the mask off, try and locate the ball while running towards it. Not really knowing exactly where it went. And you locate it, and then you got to put the glove on it. It's a tough job. That's why I never did it. I played second base and shortstop. It's much easier, I think. That one's fouled back to the screen and stays 0-2 to Busker. She's the 4th in the lineup tonight, and the cleanup hitter has struck out twice with the 0-2 and another foul back as Nelson's trying to get that 3rd strikeout of Busker on the day and get her 6th overall K. Runners at first and second, 1 down, and the 0-2 is a called strike 3, and she does strike Busker out for the 3rd time. 2nd out of the inning, 6th strikeout of the game for Carissa Nelson, and Madison Herrick is up. Herrick struck out on the 2nd and was out on a grounder to 3rd in the 4th. So still runners at first and second, 2 outs now in the top of the 5th. 2 runs in for the Packers to cut the lead to 10-4 for the Tigers. That one's lifted just past the shortstop, converging, running out, and it falls between left field and short, so that's going to score a run. And Everybody advances on a base hit from Herrick. That's an RBI. And then on the throw, she goes to second. The run scored by Van Pelt makes it 10-5. And on to third goes Holtz. Second and third with 2 down. And there's a base hit up the middle by Hagan. That scores 2 and makes it 10-7. On a base hit, 2 RBIs for Sadie. And just as I said at the beginning of the inning, you don't want them to do what you did to them, and they have just allowed that to happen. With the 5th run of the inning for Austin, makes it 10-7. There's a grounder to short, and they go the short way to second base. Luring just grabs it, runs over to second, and tags the bag for the 3rd out. But Austin comes up with 5 of their own in the top of the 5th to cut that lead to 10-7. There was a strikeout. That's brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill with the Tenderloin Tuesday going on there with a half-pound tenderloin sandwich and fries for just $8.99. Sports on their 14 big screen TVs. Check that out. South Broadway, Albert Lee. Like them on Facebook. Scoreboard, well, after 4.5, it's 10-7 Albert Lee, and the Tigers coming to bat. State Farm Scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Clott in Albert Lee with home, auto, life, health, all kinds of insurance, as well as investments and banking at 106 South Broadway in Albert Lee. 6 unassisted on that last out, and they batted around, did the Packers, just like Albert Lee did last inning. They batted 11. So they're going to start the 5th with the 8-hitter, Johnny Malagaya, with a 3-run lead as we get to the bottom of the 5th. And sophomore Malagaya has a pop out to the pitcher and then got a walk, stole 2 bags, and scored back last inning when they scored 7 to take a big lead, and then they gave back 5 at the top of the 5th. Now they're at the bottom of the 5th, looking to regain some of that lead. Ava Denzer on the mound or in the circle for the Packers with her 3 strikeouts, 2 walks on the night. Malagaya starts the inning with a grounder to third, picked up there and over to first, bobbled, safe at first. It's going to have to be an E3. As Malagaya will be on. And Lauren Fredrickson, the catcher, is up. She grounded to second on a 4-3 put out in the 3rd and then walked, stole a bag, and scored last inning. Runner at first, nobody out. On the way to second goes Jai, and she is safely in with a slide. Fairly close play, but safe. So a runner in scoring position for Fredrickson. 10-7, Albert Lee, bottom of the 5th. And a strike called. 1-1 is the count now to Fredrickson. Top of the order are due up next with Maya Talamontes and Mallory Luring. Here's the pitch from Denzer, and that one's hit past the shortstop and into shallow left. It allows Malagaya to come all the way around from second to score on a single. Fredrickson picks up an RBI on a base hit. And Malagaya scores the 11th run for Albert Lee, 11-7. Top of the order, Maya Talamontes with nobody out and a runner on first. Actually, there's 1 out. It was the 4-3 put out. No, that's not right. That was last inning. Okay. Nobody out. As they adjust their fielders, do the Packers. Switching center and left fielders, look like. Here's the pitch to Talamontes. And it's a ball. 2-0 to Maya. Skies that one straight up and back out of play. So 2-1 to Talamantes with the runner on first, Fredrickson. Nobody out. 11-7, Albert Lee. Getting one back here in the fifth. That one skips through and past the catcher, and Fredrickson takes second on the wild pitch there. Talamantes now with a 3-1 count. She has a strikeout, ground out to second, and a pop out to the first base position. And there's a pop out to second for the out number one. One down for Mallory Luring with a runner at second. Senior shortstop has a double and a run scored in the first, a walk and a run scored in the third, and a single in the fifth, and the fourth rather, and now she has an infield single. That was a deep short and moved the runner, Fredrickson, to third as Luring safely at first with another hit, third hit of the game, 3 hits and a walk, a double and 2 singles. And here comes Maddie Fleek, who had a sacrifice in the first. This one is lifted to left and over the head, hits the fence on the fly. It's going to score one, and it's a double again for Fleek. As the team lead in doubles, but she gets an RBI double there. Her first second ribby of the night. And a strike call to the next batter, Madison Balf. And it's 12-7 Albert Lee. As Fredrickson scored, and then to third goes Luring. And this one is to shortstop, and everybody's safe. No throw was made. So Luring scores. Fleek goes to third, and on at first is Balf. We'll call it an infield single and an RBI. This is to third base, and the throw to first is wide, and everybody is safe there with Fleek scoring. On to second goes Balf. And on at first is Holst with an E5 on the wide throw. Scores another run. And Balf now at third. Fleek scored on that one. Holst is at second on the overthrow at first. Studier up. She's got a couple of RBIs on her double last inning. Singled and stole a base and scored in the fourth as well. There's a swing and a foul back, 1-1 to Aaliyah. 14-7 as they've made up for the 5 runs they gave up in the top of the fifth by scoring 4 in the bottom of the fifth. 7 in the fourth, 2 in the third. The only inning they haven't scored in is the second. The Albert Lee. 1 in the first. It was 1-1 in going to the third inning. Now 14-7 here in the bottom of the fifth. 2-1 count to Aaliyah. And the junior fouls one back to the screen again. Make it even count at 2-2. 1 out. Runners at second and third, so she's got a couple out there to knock in here with a base hit. The 10-run rule is after 5, so if they can get a 10-run lead and Austin gets, I think, another at bat, or maybe it ends because I believe the home team is at bat. At bat to be even, but I'm not sure if you get the extra at bat after it becomes a 10-run lead after 5. But we'll see if we cross that bridge. Right now it's a 7-run lead. Runners at second and third, 1 out, and that's hit to short. And the throw is to first, and it goes over the head of the first baseman, and 1 run scores. On to second goes Studier. So second and third with 1 out, and a run comes in. That's Balf scoring to make it 15-7. Holst is at third. Studier at second. Reaching on the E6. And Morgan luring up. Strike one. Still just the one out. Second and third runners. And the pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-1 to Morgan luring, who has a couple of ground outs to second and that inside the park homer, the two-run shot. She hit it oppo inside the park. That one is a strike. It's 1-2 now to Morgan from Ava Denzer. She winds and fires, and that one's high for ball 2. Holst at third, Studier at second. Morgan luring with a 2-2 count, one out. 5 runs in here in the fifth to make it 15-7 Albert Lee, and that was fouled at the plate. And we'll do it again. Two and two with one out. Runners at second and third. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Catcher drops it, but they throw it down to first to make the out. Nobody advances. 2 down now. On the 4th strikeout for Denzer. And Jai Malagaya, who started things here. And the pitch to her is swung on and fouled back for a 0-1 count. So runners at second and third, 2 down. Malagaya popped out to the pitcher, reached on an error, and then had a walk, stole 2 bases and scored. She scored twice on the night. Swing and a miss there for strike 2. And strike 3 called, and that'll end the inning. Another strikeout for Ava Denzer, her 5th from the circle tonight. But 5 more runs score for Albert Lee, and after 5 full innings, it's 15-7 Albert Lee. The scoreboard brought to State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Clark at 106 South Broadway, Albert Lee. You can see all your insurance needs, as well as investing. They also have a Southern Bank too, so you can go to Dave.net for more information on that.
Doesn't the smell of spring earth lift your heart just a little bit? Maybe you've noticed the tree branches are starting to swell and there's little tufts of green grass showing through. This is Mary, and if you need an excuse to play in the dirt, call the Albertley Seed House Garden Center, where our knowledgeable staff can help you get growing.
Back here in Albert Lee at the Hammer Sports Complex in the softball field here, the turf field they call it, with the turf infield. Cuts down on all kinds of field work that has to be done normally to fields, with chalking it up and disking out and sweeping it and doing stuff and marking things. So it's all done. It ain't going anywhere. Pretty snazzy. As we get to the top of the 6th here with Carissa Nelson, 6 strikeouts from the circle with 2 walks. She has a 8-run lead, but they gave up 5. Do that again. They've got to shut them down and to get their bats. But 8-run lead is low for a ball. 1-0 to leadoff batter Avery Wintner. They batted around last inning. They scored their 5 runs, did the Packers. That one's high for a ball. 2-0. That one's hit to third. Fleek is not going to get there in time for the out, so an infield hit. as we have one up and one down. No, she did reach on that one, didn't she? Yeah, Fleet got to it, but not in time to flip it over in time to get Wempner, and so infield single puts her at first with nobody out here in the 6th. Scheduled for 7, of course, unless get a 10 runner here in the 6th, but that one is right up the middle, and a base hit for Aliyah Rederath, her third hit of the night. She got 2 doubles with an RBI and 2 runs scored, and now she singles and moves Wempner to second. Not bad for your 9-hitter to get 2 doubles and a single with an RBI and 2 runs scored, plus a single, so not bad. That one is skied by the leadoff batter, Lucy Lagerval, and missed again by the catcher. But they force out a double play. That was tough. That's kind of an infield fly, Lauren Fredrickson, but wasn't called by the ump. Now he's calling it an infield fly, which means everyone's safe. But the batter is out. So, Lagerville on the pop, or she's going to be out on an infield fly. Runners at first and second with 1 down. Nobody advances. Wempner at second, Rederath at first. Here's the 1-0 to Van Pelt. It's a ball, 2-0. Pitch is swung on a miss, goes for the backstop, and everybody advances a base. 2-1 is the count now to Van Pelt, with runners at second and third as Wempner goes to third, Rederath to second. 1 out, top of the 6th. And the pitch is on the ground to short. And they go home, but the force out is needed there and can't get the tag down, so a run scores. As Luring puts it in to Fredrickson. But would throw us a little high if she wanted to tag her, and it goes past her. So in to score is Wempner. Down to third is Rederath. There's a foul ball. It's 0-1 to the next batter up, Holst. Van Pelt is on a fielder's choice as they went home with that one. So Rederath over at third base. Van Pelt at first, 1 out. And the count is 1-1 to Holst. That one's high for a ball. And they're going to try and get the out at second on the steal, but that allows the third runner at third to score. So scoring was Rederath with the second run of the inning in a 15-9 game in favor of the Tigers. Looks like it's going to rain here. It just got darker real fast. The lights are on here. Van Pelt with a 3-1 count to her, and that's a strike called, 3-2. The runner on second is Van Holtz up to bat with a 3-2 count. Swing and a miss. Catcher drops the ball. They're going to go to first for the second out, but on to third is Van Pelt on the play. So the strikeout is out number 2, and it's the 7th K for Nelson. Madison Busker is up with 2 down and a runner at third. 2 runs in, so Albert Lee's lead down to 6. They're ripped to a short stop by Luring, but she's not going to have time to throw out to the runner, Busker, and she will reach with an RBI single, infield single. As scoring is Van Pelt with the third run of the inning and cuts the lead to 5 at 15-10. Now around 2 outs, and Madison Herrick is up. She pops one back behind, an out of play behind the plate for a strike 1 count. Again, we are online only KQPRFM.com is the website. You can find our audio and video there, as well as at Power 96 on YouTube. Down to second goes Busker unchallenged. And the count is 1-1 to Herrick. And a roll of thunder here. As well as Facebook.com/Power96MN. And you can also find us on Twitter at Power96MN. That's a shot to left. Caught out there. Nice grab on the run by your left fielder, John Malagaya, to end the inning. But Austin gets 3 more, including a strikeout. That's brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill. Today's special, the Tenderloin Tuesday, is a half-pound tenderloin sandwich and fries for $8.99. Sports all over on their TVs. Check them out on South Broadway and Albert Lee. Like them on Facebook. Score after 5.5 is 15-10 Albert Lee. And the scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott of Albert Lee. Call him at 373-2377 or find him online at daveklott.net. That's K-L-A-T-T, daveklott.net.
Have you been having problems with your dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service. With over 30 years experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On the Spot Appliance Service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service anytime at 256-8099.
Back in Albert Lee as we get to the bottom of the 6th. A 5-run Albert Lee lead, 15-10. Lots of crooked numbers up there. The Tigers have scored 1 in the first. They were shut out in the second, but then got 2 in the third, 7 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth. And they come to bat here in the 6th with their 5-run lead. And up to bat first is Lauren Fredrickson, the catcher. She's the 9 hitter. She has grounded out the second, walked, stole a base and scored, and then had an RBI single last inning and scored. So very active on the base paths is Ben Fredrickson. Everybody really with 15 runs scored. That'll happen. Ava Denzer continues in the circle for Austin. 5 strikeouts and a couple of walks. And she fires. And the 1-1 pitch is low for a ball, 2-1. Albert Lee has batted around 2 innings in a row, scoring 12 times in those 2 innings. And that one's high for a 3-1 count. Three and 1 from Denzer to Fredrickson, bottom of the 6th. And she rips one to right for a base hit. Another hit for Lauren. She has scored 2 runs, has an RBI, a stolen base, a walk, and 2 singles. Lauren Fredrickson, quite the night. Top of the order, Maya Talante's strikeout, victim in the first, grounded out the second and the third, popped out to first in the fourth, and popped out to second in the fifth. Would be a quiz on this later, so I hope you're paying attention. Maya 0 for 4 tonight, needs to get going here. Leadoff batter, and she does. She rips one right to right field. One hops to the right fielder and moves the runner. So first hit of the night from Maya Talamontes, and she's on first with Fredrickson on second and nobody out. Mallory Luring is up. Doubled and scored in the first. Walked and scored in the third. She singled, 2 RBI single in the fourth, and ended up with a stolen base. Then singled and scored last inning, and now she singles in the 6th. 3 straight hits. Loads the bases for the Tigers here in the 6th. With nobody out, Madison Fleek is up. I don't have time to run through it. She's got a couple of RBIs, a couple of doubles. And she rips one to right this time, but it's caught. Tagging up. Nope, nobody tags. as the throw was pretty good there from the right fielder for Austin, Sadie Hagan. And so bases stay loaded with one out as Maddie Fleek pops out to right field. Here's Balf with a pop-up. It's caught by the shortstop, and nobody advances again. So a P6 for out number 2. So they load the bases with 3 straight singles, and now 2 pop-ups later, and it's 2 outs with the bases loaded for Phoebe Holst. Phoebe has a couple of ground outs. Actually, she reached twice on errors to the third baseman, the basewoman, scored a run, and also grounded out to third. So she's got 3 ground balls to third. 2 of them allowed her to reach. It's raining here, and they're talking to the umpire, seeing what he wants to do. He's going to call the game for now. And so we have a delay here with 2 outs in the 6th, bottom of the 6th. 15-10. I don't know if it's the game or if it's just a pause in things. Can you hear, Reggie, what was going on? And they're going to their respective dugouts, so nobody's really leaving except for maybe some of the crowd. But 15-10 with 2 outs and the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 6th. So we have a little break in the action as it's raining pretty hard. Of course, on this turf infield, it's not going to do anybody any harm unless you get a lot of rain, because this will just soak right in. Might make the outfield a little slick. People are running for their cars. Dogs are jumping up and down. But Reggie and I are underneath at least a cover. We don't have any sides coverage, but we do have a cover over our heads. Both teams huddled in their dugouts. I don't think, let's see, Paul's here, Paul Dunn. He's the site manager today. He's talking to the Austin dugout right now. I'll see if I can get a word with him when he's done there to see if they're just delaying for a while or if they have actually called it. 15-10 here, bottom of the 6th. Albert Lee with the bases loaded and 2 outs, leading by 5. Austin down to their last 3 outs in the 7th when they're done with it. And it is raining quite hard here. But I got to get a clearance. I got to get Paul. Hey, Paul, is it Dunsville or are we pausing? Just pausing here in the bottom of the 6th. Okay. So we are in a rain delay with a 15-10 score here, bottom of the 6th inning, with 2 down, the bases loaded for the Tigers, who have scored again. A lot of runs here, 7 in the 4th and 5 in the 6th to break it open. But Austin, to their credit, came back with 5 of their own in the 5th and 6th to make it a 5-run game. No runs have scored here in the 6th for Albert Lee, but they did have 3 straight singles to open the 6th, then 2 outs. Made it bases loaded with 2 outs. Nobody was able to advance on those pop-ups. Starting to get a little lighter, but if you look around, it's still raining hard. And most of the fans have headed for their cars. See a bunch of umbrellas. You got umbrellas, you can stay. Come on. The teams are hanging out in the dugouts. And we, of course, thank our sports boosters, one and all, for giving us the chance to be here and at all our games this year. On the Spot Appliance Service, Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, Thompson Sanitation, Geneva Lumber Company, Mapleton Marine, as well as Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, T&W Towing, as well as State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott, and Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill. We've been online exclusively tonight here with Senior Nights on the air for another half hour for that, but Northwood Kensett Seniors. But KQPRFM.com, our website, is where you can find audio and video. Tell people that. Otherwise, on YouTube, we have a channel there, Power 96 channel on YouTube.com, Facebook.com/Power96MN, and on Twitter @Power96MN. Where are ways to find us here as an offensive show here for both teams, really, but Albert Lee jumping out to a big lead in the fourth inning with those 7 runs, including a home run, second of the year for the Tigers. That homer was an inside-the-park job and was hit. I'm trying to listen here, as they're still just going to be in a delay, as we are at 15-10 Albert Lee. In fact, we'll hear from some of our fine sponsors here while we wait.
It's boat show time again, and this year things will look a little different. Hi, this is Josh with Mapleton Marine, and due to the pandemic and COVID restrictions, our annual boat show featuring Crestliner and Sanger boats, South Bay pontoons, and Hewitt and Pure Pleasure docks and lifts will not be happening this year. We are open and ready for business in Mapleton and ready to help you with your summer social distancing. Come see us in Mapleton and don't miss out on all the huge boat show specials going on now. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 in Mapleton and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
Have you been having problems with your dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service. With over 30 years experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On the Spot Appliance Service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service anytime at 256-8099.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Are you considering remodeling or maybe building new? If so, you need to talk to Tate, or you could just ask Josh. They're both professionals, and you can find them at the Geneva Lumberyard just off I-35 in Geneva. The Geneva Lumberyard is your full-service lumberyard and home design and drafting center. For your next project, stop in or call the Geneva Lumber Company at 256-0045 and talk to Tate, or just ask Josh. That's the Geneva Company, open Monday to serve you.
The that I see shows just a spot of rain over us right now that should pass before too long. Let's just fire this up again and take a peek. This is the weatherchannel.com. It has some strong cells here around Albert Lee and to our southwest. And if you put it in motion, it says till about 7, so another half hour of rain here, according to that. What is 15-10 as we are in a rain delay here. Albert Lee leading Austin. Softball action. Bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded, 2 outs for the Tigers. And seen a little bit of everything here tonight with lots of runs scored. And heavy. This turf is going to handle the reason why they got it. Then you don't have to do a lot of grounds crew work for sure, that most places do. Might be a little slick in the outfield upon return here, if we do return, but players have taken cover elsewhere, abandoning the dugouts. We're just standing around with Paul Dunn, who's the site manager here tonight, and of course the football coach here at Albert Lee. I guess it's his ultimate decision whether we go or not. We have the umpires in here and some other personnel, me and Reggie, my cameraman. Camera's all right. He got it in before any damage. I know it's a little wet here on the laptop, but thankfully we have the cover overhead or we'd be in trouble. So,
as it started sprinkling, I was just going to get ready.
Yeah, I saw you gathering stuff, and then, of course, that first crack of thunder was our heads up that something was going to go down, and we hear more rumblings of thunder here in the background. hopefully we're not delayed until 7 because I don't have that much to talk about. We could go just silent and have. Is there any picture at all? I haven't looked since you've taken it inside here. Yeah, you've got the thing. Can we put rain delay and then go dead with the audio until we pick up here? It looks like it's lightening up a little bit on the rain side of things. And I haven't seen any really. Do you see any flashes of lightning? But
No, I haven't seen any.
just the thunder so far. And some pretty heavy rain here for quite a while, but it's still coming down quite well and should delay things a little bit longer. But hopefully we can get the last 4 outs in. Albert Lee with the bases loaded, bottom of the 6th, 2 outs, leading 15-10. And Austin down to their last 3 outs in the bottom of the top of the 7th. Should we resume here from Albert Lee? So we'll just turn the volume down, leave the picture up, and come back to the game or let you know if it's been called off here on KQPRFM.com, Power 96 at YouTube.com, Facebook.com/Power96MN. All right, we're back here on KQPRFM.com as well as Power96 YouTube.com and Facebook.com/Power96MN. And we have been called off. The game has been called off due to rain. Bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Albert Lee, but they are up 15-10. So the Tigers get a victory, and their second one over Austin here of the season. And a score fest here from the turf field. Looks great, even when it's wet. There's no puddles. It's a pretty good field. Good idea to have this done, and I think it's going to be done more and more. But, yeah, they call it off here because it looks like more rain is behind this and some heavy stuff. And I just saw some lightning, too. So that's probably a good idea that they pulled the plug on this one. Get the kids out of here as soon as possible. And the whole crowd has left anyway. They're letting out the track meet over there, too. I see a lot of people leaving there. So 15-10 victory for Albert Lee. Thanks to our sports boosters. State Farm Insurance agent Dave Klotz sponsoring the scoreboard. Also, Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill sponsoring the Albert Lee pitching strikeouts, as well as our sports boosters On the Spot Appliance Service, Thompson Sanitation, Mapleton Marine, Geneva Lumber Company, Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, as well as Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, and T&W Towing. We're going to be back with a online-only game Thursday at 6:30 start time. It's baseball action with the Albert Lee Tigers. I forget who they're playing, but that'll be on KQPRFM.com as well as YouTube.com with Power 96. You just search for us there. Also, Facebook.com/Power96MN. And for information, go on Twitter. It's at Power96MN as well. So I'm Jay Paul with Reggie Bauer running the cameras. Again, 15-10 final here. Called in the bottom of the 6th because of rain. A win for the Tigers at 15-10. I'm Jay Paul, and we'll catch you next Thursday for more Albert Lee sports action here on Power 96.